What's your message to the United States and to the world about this blockade, the continuation of this war, and China's position in it?
Iran is fighting a war of resistance against foreign aggression, which aims to destroy its sovereignty and territorial integrity, or, as President Trump threatened, even to blow them back to Stone Ages. This is truly a very much of an overstatement, and it should never be allowed to be implemented. Secondly, I don't think President Trump or this government really knows what they are doing. Why they launched this war, what's the ultimate goal, and what is the pathway leading to the execution of the war, achieving their goal, if there is any goal. And President Trump seemed to be very much surprised when Iran closed off the Strait of Hormuz. He should not be surprised if he really wanted to launch a war against Iran. And the fact that the United States is now imposing a naval blockade on the at least a partially closed Strait of Hormuz is something very unusual in human history, because I don't think President Trump knows what he wants to do, whether he really wants to see the petrol price, the price of gas going through the roof, causing tremendous amount of pain to the American people or not. So I think we still need to see what's going on. I'm afraid the greatest certainty now in the world is the uncertainty of the United States under President Trump. And the greatest predictability now is the unpredictability of President Trump and his government. So I think it is completely irresponsible to kind of hold the whole world hostage to launch this kind of one-term military attack on a sovereign country, a member of the United Nations, regardless of the shock that it is generating in terms of the energy crisis as well as the economic crisis, which I'm sure is already happening, but the data thereof probably will not be available until probably 1 month or 2 months or 3 months afterwards. And eventually, if this war is not ending soon, it will lead to the outbreak of unprecedented financial crisis. So I hope President Trump and his government really know what they are doing, and I hope they will stop before it will be too late.
I'm curious on what your assessment of China's actual position in this war is, how it has handled itself, and how does it contrast with that of the United States?
Let me be very brief. Talking about this satellite service, China is one of the biggest supplier of satellite data and services to any country which is willing to pay. And China and Iran did have satellite services agreement signed up way before the outbreak of the war. So if anyone in the world believes that the United States should put a stop to the normal and commercial satellite services between China and Iran, which were signed up before the outbreak of the war, I think they are indulging in fantasies. These services are very much commercial and normal, and it's not militarized, for example, not weaponized. As to what use Iran can put these satellite data to, that's up to them to decide. That's number one. Number two is that someone is saying that China supplied shoulder-mounted anti-air missile through Pakistan to Iran. My view is very simple. China and Pakistan have very close military cooperations. We jointly produce fighter planes, and in terms of other conventional weapons, China and Pakistan really talk with each other constantly. So it's not surprising if China will supply some kind of conventional weapons to Pakistan, even including the shoulder-mounted anti-air missiles. But once these weapons reach Pakistan, whether Pakistan will keep them inside Pakistan or ship it to another country, that's none of China's business. It's up to Pakistan to decide. But if anyone believes that because the United States and Israel started the war against Iran on February the 28th, China should be prohibited from engaging in normal military-to-military cooperation with, for example, Pakistan, that's indulging in fantasy.
Do you think Trump is going to come in May? Curious if you believe that Trump will be coming here and welcomed.
I'm personally been approached by major American TV agencies trying to line me up for interviews scheduled for May the 12th, May the 13th, and the May the 14th, because they got the information that for these 3 days, President Trump will be somewhere in China, most likely in Beijing or maybe in another city. So I think we have greater likelihood of this state visit to take place in the middle of May. And I believe it will be extremely important for the Chinese president and President Trump to meet. It has many other important things to talk about and to take care of, other than the war involving Iran. So I think China will be philosophical enough to compartmentalize the state visit on the one hand and China's position vis-a-vis this war of aggression against Iran. So maybe China, in addition to Pakistan, can play the role of real good officers to make both the United States and Iran more comfortable about talking with each other. And this time it may be in China. I hope so. I never know. But if China can pull this off, it will be China's great contribution to peace in this world.